Hello. I will try to explain how many Christians see how the days of Noah were like. And I will do so by reading from the Old Testament in Genesis chapter 5, verse 28 up to chapter 6, verse 13. Lamech lived 182 years and had a son. And he called his name Noah, saying, This one will comfort us concerning our work and the toil of our hands, because of the ground which the Lord has cursed. After he begot Noah, Lamech lived 595 years and had sons and daughters. So all of the days of Lamech were 777 years, and he died. And Noah was 500 years old, and Noah begot Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Now it came to pass, when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born to them, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were beautiful. And they took wives for themselves of all whom they chose. And the Lord said, My spirit shall not strive with man forever. For he is indeed flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years. There were giants in the earth in those days, and also afterward, when the sons of God came into the daughters of men, and they bore children to them. Those were the mighty men who were of old, men of renown. Then the Lord saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every intent of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. And the Lord was sorry that he made man on the earth, and he was grieved in his heart. So the Lord said, I will destroy man, whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, creeping things, and birds of the air. For I am sorry that I have made them. But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. This is a genealogy of Noah. Noah was a just man, perfect in his generations. Noah walked with God, and Noah begot 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. The earth was also corrupt before God, and the earth was filled with violence. So God looked upon the earth, and indeed it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted their ways, their way on the earth. And God said to Noah, The end of all flesh has come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them, and behold, I will destroy them from the earth. So, by reading this, we can conclude that, first of all, the ground was actually cursed by God due to sin, and that Lamech was actually hoping that Noah would kind of alleviate this curse. And in a way, he did, you could say. But not in a way I think Lamech thought. But anyway, when we come to chapter 6 here, we can see that man began to multiply on the face of the earth. That means that became a lot of people, simply. And something referred to as the sons of God saw that the daughters of men were beautiful. That means that they basically liked the women, so started to take wives. And the sons of God here, this term here, is generally thought of as the angels. And of course it wasn't all the angels, it was a limited amount of angels, but still angels. And the offspring between the union of angels and women is referred to here as giants on the earth. And actually explicitly says here that the sons of God came into the daughters of men and they bore children to them. So it's basically telling there that it was the offspring of that union. And when God looked onto the earth, he saw that everything was basically corrupted, and the wickedness was great, as it says here. And that doesn't specify exactly what is meant here, but I think it was basically was a very bad place. And also it hints here that the thoughts of his heart, that his heart here is referring to men, was only evil continually. That I think says a lot. And this verse here, I think, is really interesting. It says that the Lord was sorry that he had made man on earth, and that he was grieved in his heart. And the conclusion was then that he wanted to destroy them. So he decided that I will destroy man. And fortunately for us, Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord, which it says here. And the explanation to why it could be here, that Noah was a just man here, and he was perfect in his generations. That means that he was not corrupted like many other people were from the union between angels and men. And also it said that Noah walked with God. I think this one is very important here. And another one is also explicitly told here, that the earth was filled with violence. So clearly, violence is not something to be taken lightly. And again in verse 13, God says to Noah that I will basically destroy, it's basically saying that I will destroy man, and look at all the violence that comes through them. And after that he tells him to create an ark to save himself and his family. So how does this relate to our time? Well, it's supposed to be like the days of Noah. And what we can understand from the description of the situation is that people are going to get wicked. They're going to be evil, and eventually they're more or less going to be continually evil. And I personally believe that that might not be universally accepted doctrine, and that God would actually become sorry that he made man now as well. And that is what I believe will kick off the end time events. Okay. And we have to remember that the end time events is in a large portion a judgment on humanity and their rebellion, so to speak. So this is what I think about the times of Noah. Also, of course, I would like to notice that Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord, that obviously should transfer to the true believers. But also keep a reminder that Noah, the only one who was saved was Noah and his family. That's basically 8 people, Noah, his wife, and his 3 sons and their wives. It's 8 people. The rest were killed. And that is a sobering thought. What if there are not that many believers? Thank you for listening.